Have you ever stood in line at a grocery store and witnessed a parent ignore their child while their child is misbehaving in the store aisle? On the other hand, have you ever witnessed a parent discipline their child publicly because of their misbehaving? I can say that I've witnessed both. Being a parent that is pro spanking, I have witnessed parents that does nothing when a child misbehaves. On the other hand, I've also witnessed a parent who disciplined their child publicly when they misbehave. When I see this, I would when I see a parent who doesn't discipline a child for misbehaving, I would I would say to myself that parent needs to do something to their child for misbehaving. On the other hand, when I see a parent who publicly discipline their child for misbehaving, I give them praise. Today, I would like to explain spanking and how it differs from abuse. Why some parents would rather spank their child than use other discipline methods. And I would like to give some suggestions on how to effectively spank your child without calling it abuse. Spanking is the act of striking one person on the buttocks with an open hand. It produces temporary pain, but it does not cause physical injury. A severe form of spanking is whipping, switching, belting, or birching instead of the use of an open hand. Abuse is normally associated with burning, biting, throwing, punching, beating, sh- striking, um, which causes physical injury. Some parents believe that their children um, are affected more by spanking than the use of other discipline methods. People who are pro spankers, they argue for some wrongdoing. They argue that for some wrongdoings, children experience natural consequences, and when they don't experience natural consequences, a parent should spank them as a means to impart a negative associate with the wrongdoing. Spanking also allows a parent to immediately halt a dangerous behavior, such as for a child running in the streets. Many people who are pro spankers accepts that it is necessary uh, means of communication of a message about negative behavior to young children who may not understand a verbal explanation. And some parents, they struggle with the way they would want to discipline their child. This does include giving a spanking, which is common. For they don't know that giving their child a spanking will be effective. So here are some suggestions on how to effectively spank your child without calling it abuse. According to an article, How to Spank Your Child Effectively, a parent should never spank a child out of anger. It is harmful to the parent and it is harmful to the child. Furthermore, a child would think that the parent is angry at them instead of the parent trying to get the point across of the reason why they're getting the spanking. Secondly, you should communicate with your child before and after a spanking. You should let the child know when and why they are getting a spanking. Also, let them know that after the spanking, that they have paid for the price of their misbehavior by getting the spanking. Let them know that they are loved, and also let them know that they are forgiving. According to a voting poll from Parents Magazine, out of 1,000 readers, over 81% voted and said that they have spanked their child at least once. 22% voted and said that they spanked their child at least once a week. So you can clearly see that spanking shouldn't be compared to abuse. Some parents just rather prefer spanking their children over everything else. And there are effective ways to spank your children without calling it abuse. People who are anti-spanking tells you that spanking is wrong and is considered abuse. Furthermore, they tell you that it emotionally damages the child. Well, I can tell you it's not abuse and it doesn't emotionally damage a child. If it's just trying to get the point across, then it's a spanking. But if it's out of frustration and anger and it causes physical injuries, then it's abuse. So stop calling spanking abuse.